Hangout is on air live.
All right.
Welcome to Shosungatos, a short with. Please introduce yourself, Saban.
Jacobo Montenegro, because he can't pronounce it.
That's correct. And Thorn Aluze,
So after, yeah.
who is slightly frustrated in his room after newly arriving at the city, hoping the night would have ended or gone a little bit further with Miss Alexandria until the sun rose. But is instead playing with his feline and furry dog canine companions when he hears a knock at the door.
Indeed. There's knock. And
I assume it's like a regular hotel, so I do a little peephole and recognize you, of course, and go ahead and slide the door right on open. Welcome, new friend.
Welcome. Please excuse me for disturbing you, I say as I enter the haven.
Still moving in. It's hardly a disturbance.
Indeed.
Of your own free will, and do a little cackle. No, I'm joke. I'm sorry. That joke's been done probably 5,000 times by my clan. Please come on in.
Oh, well, fortunately, we're not down to such stereotypes. I know that much.
Look at him with an odd look. Yes, stereotypes.
Yeah. Do you think we fall under our stereotypes, Mr. Alistair?
I'm actually less worried about that because the Tremere probably have a little bit more information about my bloodline.
You said you were Timiche, am I correct? Clan, yeah. But a Timiche nonetheless.
Correct. To give you the short of it, our sire, some of our elders split when what we call the eldest, the first our antediluvian. Zemisi, her or herself, made certain deals and found certain new magics and abilities. Like the Vistitude that you're more used to seeing in the Sabbat.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Our sires and our sires before us chose to not go that route.
To not participate in such endeavors and
Correct.
flesh crafting practices and rituals. I understand that. And yet, are you a fully fledged Camarilla sect member?
No, there's a very small handful of us have come onto the Camarilla. But
indeed, but not everyone is of our status. Am I correct?
I'm not. Right? There are several new. I'm not sure how many are in the city in our situation.
Well, when I introduced myself to the prince, there were a few others at the table waiting their turn to speak and to introduce themselves. Obviously, they weren't of an anti-tribal clan, and they weren't judged as I was, with my status as a probation. Can you help me out here?
Probationary. Yes.
Exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We are suspects.
Yes.
Basically, well, we're on thin ice. Let's call it that, right?
That I have little doubt, but I think I'm slightly lucky because the Tremere hopefully will know a little bit more about the history of my line than others. But there's going to be prejudice. But that happens on every side. The Ventru have earned a little bit of their mud that gets thrown in their way.
Ventru, you're talking about high clans. You're talking about clans that are established and that already have a status. We are not even close to such a status within this sect. We are still we're expendable. Let's be honest. Camarilla loves stereotypes, and we're not the stereotypes. We're expendable.
We are young in the eyes of elders. Let's say if it is your goal to move up.
Yeah. Shouldn't your goal be to move up too, considering at least become a fully fledged sect member without the disturbing probationary next to it?
At that, I wave to a chair, about to say, and go over and like pull a chair out too, and get a little bit more relaxed. At that, I do have some interest. There's a group in the Camarilla called the Alisters.
Alisters. Okay.
It's a formalized group that hunts red listers and other kindred and possibly sometimes non-kindred that have crossed very specific lines that should never be crossed.
All
I
right.
am interested in raising my status and possibly joining a group like that. But it's more of a personal thing. I don't have a lot of
Well, until we get
goals.
to that big goal of yours, I have my own goal. Everyone has their own goals.
Of
Let's
course,
be honest, we're all selfish here. But our advantage is that we have a common goal. For this short term, perhaps, for the following months, years, depends how we behave, how much we impress. We both want to be fully fledged sect members.
Oh yes.
Nobody trusts us. Nobody would want to help us because we're outsiders. We don't fit the stereotype. And that means that we should much easier. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. You will be able to get help from fully fledged sect members.
Oh yes, but they'll want.
But they will want something in return. But what about someone who has the same goal as yours, and through helping you, they too establish themselves as a worthy member because hey, he helped me out, so he's capable.
A zero-sum agreement.
Indeed.
Both gain.
So, I say we work into cementing our allegiance to the society together. Scratch each other's backs for the common benefit. Not to be trusted, that's a difficult position to be in. And you want to make some friends. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm not going to trust Miss Diamond into helping me get out of my sect membership. I can see it.
I see what. No, you're correct. We'll if situations arise that we can help prove ourselves to our Camarilla, especially if they request our aid, we should absolutely. Well, we should feel obligated to do so.
Indeed, we should use. Yeah, indeed. I agree. We should use our new home, so to speak. Well, I forgot my trail of thoughts here. Common goal is we have a common goal.
Well, at least when it comes to getting our names fresh and clean.
Fresh and clean, and maybe well spoken of. Maybe we could work together in bigger ambitions after we get this weight off our backs.
Agreed.
If
something comes up that I will hit you up first if there's something that both of us can endeavor to accomplish.
Indeed.
To raise our name in this sect.
Just you have to keep in mind that us not fitting the stereotype can work in our advantage as much as it is right now in our disadvantage.
It can indeed. But to say, and other kindred might approach us where they may not approach other kindred.
Our abilities are unique to the Camarilla, at least in this city. I have not heard of a La Sombra NT3 who joined the Camarilla. Otherwise, I would have made contact with them first. Sorry. Anyway.
Nod at that, but don't look completely sure of that fact.
What do you mean?
Well, but if you press me on it, well, if there were a handful, I would probably not, at least openly, give you their names. I would be nervous if you powder around a little too much, including with us. It might look odd if the Tzimisce and the La Sombra are seen often together and in a scheming fashion.
Well, of course.
Against us.
Of course, yeah. We could frame ourselves without them knowing what we actually do, and I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Camarilla's interests are to make sure we behave, they can put a shadow to us. They can assign a shadow to follow us, to make sure we uphold the traditions, we respect the Camarilla's objectives and wishes. And what we do on the streets or wherever we have to be is done by the book.
I'm 125 years old as a kindred. I don't need to. I do not need a shadow, nor do I
Well,
at all.
well, it sucks to be you, my friend, because you're a probationary sect member. You're a nobody. You're a possible traitor. You are expendable. Again, see what I mean? This is a losing battle. That's how I see it, at least. I'm open to other perspectives, of course.
Unfortunately, yes and no. Get up and give the kitty cat a squeeze, at the same, and toss a little ball for it to chase around. I'm afraid the Tremere probably have different opinions on us. I'm not expendable.
More accepting?
No, but I'm not expendable. I know things that they don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I have two things to offer other than my disciplines, other than my blood power. Everyone has something to offer. Again, otherwise we wouldn't be here.
Have you ever worked as a double agent before?
Go on.
The Sabbat are still problematic around the edges of town, it seems, and including.
I have a feeling they're preparing a
but I would like to get some surfing done. I need me a spot.
You want a spot in the Sabbat? I'm known.
No. I want a spot to surf, which means I'm going to need to take a hole out of the Sabbat, or someone's going to have to at some point in time.
Oh, that. Well,
perhaps there's a way we can set you up as a double agent. Sit you back into the Sabbat. About to say, find out some location.
That would be impossible. That would be impossible. I'm gonna spare you to take details because they're mine to spare. That's impossible.
Impossible?
Impossible. But I am willing to force them.
I'm assuming, i.e., you've burnt that bridge, so to speak, with the Sabbat.
I have.
Is that how you got permission to come in?
Again.
Can I ask what you did?
Well, it's you should take me out for a coffee first. Then we'll talk about that. It's not that it's personal, but people might perceive it as bad, and I don't want to give that first impression the first night we meet. Sorry.
Yeah,
especially when I'm not here to do anything sexual. So my mind is mine to offer.
Well, check the clock. We've got a couple hours. Look, I'm slightly disappointed. I was hoping I would have the next few hours occupied. Rub the doggies on the head, but we can certainly go out. It is a story I think I'd like to hear.
Hold on, I was referring to the coffee part.
Yeah.
Metaphorically, symbolistically, as in we have to know each other better. Just because you're taking me to a date doesn't mean I have to spill out what I had to do in order to earn my place here.
Fine, but we still have a few hours to kill, and I've got nothing else to do.
Well, you can stroke the pussycat, you can stroke the doggy, you can watch the night sky and the cityscape, which is beautiful.
I wave at him, fine. But, at the same time, give him a nod. If something does come up, an opportunity that we might need to prove ourselves, I will tap you, so to speak.
Likewise to you. And if you know any other kindred that share the same status as ours, we should extend our hand out, but before we do that, we should let someone known in the Camarilla know that we're talking about.
It should not be seen as too secretive of a move, correct?
Indeed, so we should somehow make ourselves public with this engagement.
Do you have any allies among the Primogen? Yeah,
What?
I'm sorry.
Come on, come on.
I'm sorry, but we'll have to wait. If not the
See what
prince,
I mean? We're alone in this. We have to.
if not the prince, we'll need to find one of a sympathetic Primogen. I'm working on
Well,
that
you
now.
talked about the Tremere.
Not. I'm working on such. There are. I'm hoping perhaps to trade some magical studies and spend some time.
Well, if
Hopefully
you
that will put me in somewhat good graces.
manage to make contact with the Tremere and get in their good graces,
Of course. Hopefully that person may be our sponsor in any of our ongoing. May I ask another question about your? I believe it's called obtenebration. I've seen some of it before, of course.
shadow play, I call it. Yeah.
Ah, do you know any of the occult rituals that accompany it?
The cult rituals. Well, I would show you how I do it, but I'm not willing to spend
Of course.
my vitae just to
I'm
show
not-
off. I'll just let you know that it's not a ritual.
Oh, you're saying you are not practiced in such, but you're aware of them.
Do you mean the Sabbat specific rituals? Or
No,
what?
no, not this about Rite. No.
Mm.
You're hopping through fires and doing the Venuaculum. No. I mean there's the type of rituals that go along purely with obtenebration as a power. Have you not heard of these?
Huh. That's new to me.
Is it new to your character for real?
It's new to me as a person. I thought obtenebration was like any other discipline.
Well, then even better, because that's how a lot of Lasombra think of it. A lot of Lasombra think it's just a cool shadow power. And I look at you very seriously for a half second, then tear my eyes away from where your eyes are, because God Lord, we don't need to look through that.
No, I'm staring right into your eyes.
Yeah, about
like I'm like, go on.
I when you mention it, I don't want to do the dice rolls, but like yeah, I make a what's the check? I believe it'll probably be wisdom awareness, or I've been playing 5th edition or V5.
What do you want to check?
I like your bullshit meter. I need to see if you're lying. Which is
Me lying?
perception.
Oh, but
Perception and empathy. Yeah, what's your?
do you have to roll in order for me
No.
to tell you that?
No, I do want to ask what's your manipulation and subterfuge, but you're it's really good. That's what I'm saying. It's really good. Do you try to fake it, or are you obviously telling the truth?
Well, given that me personally I don't know anything about that. How can I make my character know about something I don't know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your character could fake it and be like, "Oh, yes, of course," even if you don't know. But I've never studied with anyone that practiced such arts.
God damn it. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a good one.
I know what you mean.
Or you can go with it straight up honestly. No, I did not.
No, fuck it. No, I'm just going to keep it at that. I'm just going to say no. Go on.
Oh, and as soon as you say that, I obvious lose interest a tiny bit. Oh,
okay.
Well, no, good. About to say it's probably better not to.
Probably better not to. Now you're hanging this fruit in front of me.
I'm sorry to even mention it.
Well, it's too late now. You mentioned it, and now you have acquired my interest.
Well,
do you know how to practice such rituals?
No. And I advise you not to, actually.
So you know details about how they are created?
Oh, only on the basis fundamental ideas. I certainly can't practice it.
Do you don't want it? You don't want me to practice these then?
No,
you don't want to be witness of such practices?
That might have been a trick question to see if you were dabbling in things you shouldn't be.
Right. Well, good game. I would hit you with a gotcha moment too, but unfortunately,
You got a free.
I don't have any to spare.
That's okay. You got a free ally out of it. If something comes up, you can freely tap me, and I will aid you simply for the reasons of aiding my own name with it. So you kind of got a free boon.
Yeah, well, you get a free boon too, bitch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
we give boons to each other, basically. That's the deal we have.
If something, especially when that name stuff comes up, yeah.
Yeah. We can work this out. We can establish small sponsorship things. Anyway, we'll see what happens as we move along.
Who knows what the future may hold? Agreed.
Yeah, I'm
Are
looking
you sure
forward
you
to
don't want to pet the
meeting.
kitty cat? Are you sure you don't want to pet Chitara? Wow.
Well, I still have my cat downstairs. She's waiting for me.
Oh, I didn't see one in the vehicle. You mean downstairs in one of your rooms? Are you staying at the hotel too?
I was referring to the one in my trunk, but whatever.
And that's a good cut as my eyes just go wide with that look of what? And the door shut. What?
No.